It won't let me kick him out.
We're live.
What's going on, everybody? Woo! What's up,
Hey!
all these Patriots? Yeah, all these Patriots. Oh gosh, what we got popping off in the comments? Look at all the people already in here. What's going on? Blacksmith 1965, Pete Swift, Sarah, and Sarah. Woo! Ree. Okay, I'm done. No, I'm not done yet. I'm just getting started. Sly Hill, what's going on? The chat popping off. That's right.
Now, we're waiting on Shannon, so we'll go ahead and start. I believe we're going to be talking about a movie we just saw called Fire in Ukraine. And we can't go in complete depth about it, but it gives a lot of information that some of us didn't know beforehand. William, what did you think of the movie?
Well, first of all, I thought that Oliver Stone did an excellent job directing and producing it, doing all he had and putting everything together. And he did a really good job at getting really good information out of the leaders that were interviewed and all. And what was really nice about it is it puts in perspective a timeline of things that lead up to this. Yay. What's going on, Shannon?
Shannon, what's going on? I made it.
But
I couldn't find your email. I've had so many emails in just the last, I guess, couple of hours. I had to scroll.
What's up, sweetheart? Hey, baby. Woo! I can't see. Matt can see you in the chat, so can't see that side of it. But yeah, awesome. Why am I blurry? I don't, because of my $62 Amazon Jeff Bezos camera. That's why I'm blurry.
Now,
the soap is. There's my wife. Woo, I love my wife. That right there, that woman right there is an awesome chick. I'm gonna tell you something. That's how you know that God hooked me up. He said, "Will," he said, "Here you go. Don't mess this up."
Anyway, William, what were you saying about the movie?
Okay, on the movie, so you've got all this propaganda coming. Well, you've got all this stuff coming out on both sides about what could be going on. However, that they're not really telling both sides of the story. And by watching that movie and being able to see a timeline of events that took place from one leader to the next, as these things sort of oddly put in place happened, can really direct you into why we're here, where we're at right now. And if you were to be able to watch that and get that information, it will really help you understand where you need to be at so far as what you need to do to support these people, or however you decide to. How about that? Is that it? Yep.
I agree 100%. I agree 100%. I really like that setup you got behind you. I don't mean to change the subject, but that looks pretty cool. You look like you got a full display of electronics behind you. What you got going on back there? Is that green screen, or you really got some something going on back there?
Oh no, that's real. It's real.
This here is my DAC. This is a DAC 9. It's a plate modulated CB radio. This is a Cobra 2000. We've got a Galaxy Saturn over here that's on right now. Matter of fact, I'm listening to some stations down in Puerto Rico right now. So yeah, all this, and this is a shortwave radio up here, and just a whole bunch of radio stuff. I'm a nerd, and I'm really into RF and ham radio stuff, and so here I am.
It looks like an antique studio.
Oh, that's only one end of it. This whole section right here goes all the way up the wall, and then on the back side, check this out, everybody in radio land. This is a really cool scope that I picked up the other day. That's a Heath Kit.
Sorry, guys.
It's really nice. It's really good as a spectrum analyzer, so you can look at sine waves and look for ripples and sine waves for like noise or distortion, overdriven stuff like that. Kind of fun stuff. Cool. Fun stuff to play with. Yeah, I'm never here to enjoy it. I'm always at work all the time. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow. It
Yep.
looks
So,
impressive. It
Shannon,
looks like
what'd
you
you
spent
think?
a lot of time messing with that stuff.
Thank goodness. That's why I keep telling you about this awesome woman of mine who allows me the freedom to roam and do this kind of stuff. It's a wonderful thing, and she knows that it's what makes me run. It's the things that make me tick. That's why the job that I do, the shop that I run is more like it's a hobby in itself. Thank goodness. A lot of hours there, but I like what I do. Everything I do is something that I want to do. If I'm not doing it, it's because I didn't want to do it.
All right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow, this is great
Just
being with
doing
y'all
that.
guys. I'm enjoying this. Every time we get together, whether it be on one channel or another, I really enjoy this part of my week.
Yeah,
When we have get-togethers, no matter who it is on the show, no matter who
What's
we're
up,
interviewing.
Ron?
This has been a blast to me. I really do enjoy this.
Wow,
It's
look at
actually
the
one of the
comment
highlights
section.
of my week, getting to get in here and meet some people and get some conversation going with just other perspectives. It's nice. It's nice to know all of y'all. There's no doubt about it. This is
Look at all the
great
salty
fun.
army out here. We are a salty army.
I
Deep
see.
up in here. Woo! Ree! Yes. Look at all these
Wow,
people.
we've got a lot of people in the comment section already. This is great.
So
This is great.
Shannon, you watched that movie about Ukraine. What did you get out of it?
It was a little long and dry unless you're really paying attention. But what I got out of it is what I kind of already knew. A lot of this is a lot of what's going on is behind the media and stuff is because George Soros is behind it, behind the whole Ukraine thing, and it all ties together, including with these sanctions that Russia is throwing at all these politicians. I think all this is a big crap storm that's eventually going to come to light. I think we're going to eventually find out what really happened in Ukraine. It may even had a lot to do with the lead up to this war. I mean, we don't know exactly why this happened, other than Putin wants what he wants. He may have some real points about what he doesn't agree with next door. You really, no matter if you're Putin or Poland or any country in Europe, you got to worry about what's going on in the country next door. And if they've got labradoodles and different things going on, chemistry sets and experiment warehouses and stuff like that, I think that's a real concern. I don't know how much of that's propaganda or media spin, but I think about those things as well. I think a lot of countries do that type stuff. They farm that type of research out, and so that's one of the things that bothers me.
Okay, now check this out. This is probably the best and only time I'll get to do this joke. So let's do it now. Shannon, speaking about Putin anyhow, you're American before you go to the bathroom. You're American when you come out. What are you while you're in there?
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
Remember,
no,
what are you? What are you while you're in
no.
there? You got to tell the crowd. They want to know. if you're American before you're American, what are you while? European.
European, yeah.
European. Yeah. Dave remembers. I got Dave with it earlier. It's such a cute joke. I won't wear it out. That's enough of that. But this will be the only time I'll get to ever do this. Again. After that, it's over. No more European jokes. But if you're
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways. You know how I feel about things at times. I'm telling you.
I think the other thing we need to realize is what you see, what Europe and United States doing to Russia. It's called the Great Reset, and they did similar things to those truck drivers in Canada. They canceled their bank accounts. They took away their trucks. It's similar to what they're doing to Russia now, except it's just not Putin. They're doing it to the whole country. They're not doing it to the oligarchs. The oligarchs and Putin, it's not going to affect them. They don't care. They don't care if they don't have McDonald's. They don't care if they don't go see that new Batman movie. They don't care.
But look, here's the thing. Here's the thing that if you could get the people to turn against you, when you lose the people, that's where you lose the war. Like as long as you've got the people on your side. So yeah, you're right. Taking that stuff away isn't going to affect Putin or the oligarchs. But what it is going to do is going to piss the people off, and either they're going to stand with him stronger or they're going to turn against him. And when you lose the will of the people, then what's up, Romeo? Woo!
Well,
There he is.
Yeah.
Well,
So, but
I think
look,
that's why a majority of them are doing that. I think that's why they're doing that in order to try to make the people to turn on Putin and get him out of office, because that's what they want. They want regime change more than anything else.
Absolutely.
they couldn't do it over there in where was that? They tried to do that and they couldn't pull it off. They're not going to do it. I think here's the deal, and I'm going to. Oh my goodness, I'm going to tell you something. People don't realize that they need to understand that Putin's not a good dude, but what he is trying to do right now is clean up this globalist stuff, and we don't need to. Right now, need to put some of those differences aside and kind of like understand the fact that they're now. So before I say this, because this is a touchy subject, this whole stream is touchy, but we've got some good people out there who've got a really good open mind, so they won't hate us too much. Innocent people in Ukraine. I feel terrible, and I have a lot of love for these people. But what's happening is you've got all these bad actors that have pushed their will upon the people, and some of these people are in a position where they have to fight because the government's making them do it. A lot of it is due to the fact that all the nefarious acts between the Pelosi kids, Hunter Biden, just a whole bunch of stuff is about to come out about Hunter Biden right now. I'm gearing up for that. All kind of stuff is about to. Putin needs to win this. He needs to win this.
Well, I want to come out with this. I think, in my opinion, I look at Putin like Trump did. He's a thug, and the only way you're gonna deal with the thug is by punking him, okay, or either kicking his ass. It's one or the other.
Right.
And when he told Putin, if you go after Ukraine, see all those golden turrets in Russia and Moscow, they're gonna be bye-bye. When he did that, that's the right thing to do. That was the right thing to do.
I don't think Trump knew about what was going on in Ukraine, though.
Well, the thing is, it doesn't matter if he knew or not. He didn't want that war to happen under his watch, because then he would have to deal with it like Biden's dealing with it now, which it's hard to deal with it when you have people on the left and people on the right are so money hungry and want that military industrial complex to make that money for them. So they don't care. They want this war to happen. That's a fact. And the only way you're going to be able to stop that from happening is actually think level-headed and believe that neither side is right. Yeah. And not only that, it's not in our best interest to get involved anyway.
True. But that's why Putin would have a lot better chance at finishing this off if we stay out of it. Plus, we wouldn't be in the middle of it. But what the deal is that George Soros, these globalists, if we don't do something with these globalists, it's over for all of us. So that's what Putin's up against right now. He's trying, and you got all these globalists that are saying we need to go against Putin. If they take him out and change that regime, that they're going to take over Russia, and there will be no stopping this new world order one bit so ever. This is the whole thing that I'm worried about. Is just I know the Ukrainians are caught in the middle of it. That's the problem. It's a global world war happening in Ukraine. It's going to affect the whole world if it goes one way or another. And I think that if Putin's allowed to get Ukraine to be in neutral like he was trying to, they had an agreement almost signed, and America came in there again and messed it up where they'd be just neutral. I think things would calm down. They'd get rid of these bio labs that they've got over there, or better yet, get them in check. Because I think that Putin knows that there's a lot of things about to happen in those biolabs, and he's trying to take care of it. I think that was the whole thing. I think he knew a lot more than what everybody else knew or will talk about, and is only man enough to stand up to these people.
Well, the only thing I have to say is the mainstream media isn't being honest about that agreement that was signed in 2014, because in the agreement, it says that Ukraine has to remain neutral. The media is not talking about that part, and neither are the politicians.
Yeah,
the fact is, when Ukraine started talking to the UN and to NATO to become part of the UN and NATO, that's whenever that treaty went completely down the drain with Russia.
Yeah, they started bucking on Russia whenever we started boosting them up, and that was right around 2013 and 14. Okay, so you remember that we had quote unquote John night before last. You remember that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and he talked about that whole thing about the unconstitutional act that took place when they replaced some of the leaders in there. There was a vote that was taken, and the vote wasn't enough to remove that person, but they went ahead and done it anyways. And the media went right along with it because it's paid for by George Soros himself, and nobody knew the difference, and they changed the whole regime up. And see,
he's got a point.
Yeah. Okay, wait a minute. It's not war. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. I think that, like, he's exactly right. Right now, Putin realizes that he's got to keep the people on his side. So instead of going in there and just completely leveling the place, right now he's trying to work out an agreement. He's trying to, and the media is not letting it come out like that. The media is making it look like he's this cold-blooded killer guy, but really, in all honesty, just like he said just a minute ago, it would be a nothing for him to go in there and wipe that whole thing out, shut the electricity off, get rid of all the water infrastructure and everything done. But he's really, since he knows he's got to keep the people on his side, he's trying to play both.
He's trying to minimize damage when it comes to human casualties. That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah. And so let me tell you something. This is the truth. I watched several feeds of some on the ground people that are that one of them was on InfoWars of people of on the ground journalists, and he was in a restaurant while it was getting bombed, and the lady in the restaurant, when they were hiding under tables, told him, said, this is the prime minister of our area doing it to us, not the Russians, because they need to have stuff kinetically happen so the media can cover it and make it look like Russia's doing all this awful stuff and bombing these innocent people when it's their own people doing it to hype the media up. Then you get everybody getting in the middle of it. You got daggone Elon Musk, flexing, and I understand, but Elon Musk got to be smart enough to look through all that and know what's really going on, considering he's kind of like from near that area, closer to than where I'm at.
He's from South Africa.
I know, but it's closer to him than where I'm at. I know where he's from. Yes, right. Not the real Tesla either. Yep.
I'm having somebody in the chats. I've had a couple of people in the chat say that they're not able to get volume on mine and Dave's station.
I know.
Bring that to everybody's attention.
We've got a loop. It's got a loop, so I'm telling everybody to go over to Williams.
Okay. That'll work.
Because what's happening is going in a circle, so I had to stop it.
Is it circling back?
Yeah, it was circling back.
It is circling back.
So anyway, I cut that, and I'm telling everybody to head over to Williams' channel.
Okay, that works.
Or over to Matt's channel. No, I think I sent them a link. Either way, it'll get them over to where they can hear us.
All right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes.
Well, we've got a lot of people in the chats. Let's look at this list here. We've got. Let me get these people's names right. Let's start at the top.
Oh gosh.
Who's a better reader than me? We got a heck of a list of people in here in the chats.
Putin's the only one that had some balls, man. Putin is the only one standing up to these globalists. You're right. The deep state was going to be the target to genetically the. Oh yeah.
Well, did you hear what India is trying to do? They're trying to do business with Russia, going around the sanctions, and so is China, North Korea, Iran, and a few other countries.
Why is America doing deals with Iran that Russia approved? Why we're supposedly at war with Russia? I mean, does that make any sense to anybody?
I don't know. I don't understand why we're even talking to Iran anyway.
What's up, Dave?
Why is Russia and Iran deciding what kind of deals we're going to be involved in? That just seems like a crazy.
Well, we're the one to approach them to actually get into those talks. It wasn't the other way around. So
wow.
And it's because they want to get back into that Iran nuclear deal that Obama had when he was president.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I am,
Massachusetts.
I feel sorry for the Ukrainian people. That's where I'm at. I feel sorry for the people that are being bombed because of bad governments running their countries. And no matter who is doing the aggressing, it's the victims. It's the people that didn't want to go fight, didn't want to wake up to a bomb exploding in their front yard. That's where my heart goes out to. Saturday, I'm doing an interview with a guy that has a bunch of food banks here in town, and he's sending tons of food to Ukraine and I guess the Polish border, where the Ukrainians will have access to it. and I'm going to go have an interview with him Saturday here on my channel. But I think that's the right answer. Do what you can do to help. I'm not against Ukrainian people or the Russian people, but I don't think either one of the governments are worth a crap, to be honest. That's just my opinion.
Well, the problem is, like I said, they're just caught in the middle of the globalists. Right now, Putin's fighting the globalists, but you've got some innocent people in the way because of the fact that they were told to fight for this new world order, and they don't know.
There's also a ton of corruption. Like in 2014, I mean, we've been giving them money for years, and they somehow 1.8 billion went missing, and now we're giving them 2 million now.
That was 800 million. So that was a bank. It was what was the name of that?
Yeah,
bank?
it was a bank. Yes,
yeah,
but still, that bank is connected to Hunter Biden and to others.
They hit all that. It's the same bank that Zelensky deals with his offshore accounts, because Zelensky's worth like $41 million. I've seen that.
It's Burisma or something
that's right. Burisma. Yeah, definitely.
I think they're all involved with that Burisma. Every one of them. It seems like that seems to be one of the big corporate oil companies over there that has all these politicians' children's, I guess, in their pocket, paying them to be on boards of energy boards that they have nothing to do with. It's just strictly for influence at this point, and we can all see this.
I'll tell you that.
I'm sure we'll eventually get the truth of all this in about 10 years.
Really.
That's the way things usually work.
Well, you heard about OAN fixing to get took out. They're going to take OAN out.
Well, Warner Brothers already took them off.
Yeah.
And then you got some of these streaming channels, like I think Amazon's. I don't think you can find it on the Amazon stick anymore, or the Fire Stick. Roku still has it, and there's a few others that are taking it off because they're calling it disinformation.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah, right.
Steve Bannon will be next, and the Real America's Voice, that'll be next.
Yeah.
What do you got in that cup, Shannon?
You want to know? One of them.
Wow!
I'm off work. What can I say?
At This Way Network, we prefer to loosen up a little bit and put a little bit down. Yes. Top one.
I've been off work 2 hours. I'm good.
Oh,
I've been off
that's right.
2 hours. I'm good. It's almost the weekend. It's time.
It's America.
You need to listen to
legs. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you think about that? Did anybody see the mayor of New York getting booed off the ice whenever she went out there and dropped the puck for the teams when they were playing at New York? Did y'all see that? And she's like, boo! The look on her face. Okay, check this out, dude. So she, to answer those people that were like booing her when she was on stage, she went and upped the ante and reinstated the emergency mandates for another month, y'all, in New York. Wow, ain't that something else?
Who's the big guy?
Well, you know what's fixing to happen.
Hey, Mark.
Right?
Hey, Mark.
You know what's fixing to happen, right? They're fixing to try. I seen today where Dr. Frankenstein, Dr. Fauci, is talking about we may have to put your mask not in the trash, but in the drawer, because we don't know how this next one's coming. And so they're ramping this up for
okay, so
they're following 2.0, right?
They're following China. China had an outbreak of
right, absolutely.
They had two. It was two
macaroni virus.
Right.
There you go. And so they had 25 cases, and in the next week or so it went to 50,000. They're locking everybody back down in China. Everybody's like, oh, well, they lifted the mandates and all, and these normies ain't gonna. They're gonna stay. They're gonna go back to sleep. They're gonna in 6 months they'll forget all about the mandates. They'll vote the same dummies back in, or try to. I'm only saying this is a hypothetical because they let Jesse Small out blame Scott. They daggone sure did. You figured he would have been right at home in that weenie cafe he was at, but it's weird. But, they let him out apparently. But I don't understand that. But yeah, so we're like the mandates. These mandates. That's why this trucker convoy that's going on has been not. We ain't heard nothing out of this because of one reason. They're abiding by all the rules. They're not breaking any rules. But they haven't gone anywhere. This trucker convoy is still going on, but they're ramping up little by little. And I hope that it starts getting, I can't blame them because they don't want to be of a political prisoner. I can't blame them for not wanting to get around the daggone the White House and stop traffic, but they need to do something. We need to do something because these mandates aren't going away. They don't never get rid of power. Whenever you give these lefties power, they do not get rid of it. They want to hold it over your head. They'll say that they'll put it to the side at any given moment. If they and see where's Fauci been anyways, and now he's back out talking again. That fool.
He's been hiding because he's not popular now.
Well, did y'all see that statement the other day?
You gotta get the booster shots, and you gotta put the mask on your face. And I was like, he just started again. He's back at it again.
Did y'all see that article this morning where Dr. Fauci is worried that the conservatives, when they take over the GOP, when they take over the House and the Senate, they're going to go after him. The writing is on the wall. He knows as well as most of those people up in the House and the Senate that we're going to take our country back when we take the majority, and we're going to take people like Fauci to the cleaner for the way they've treated this country. That's just my opinion. But it seems like today he's worried about it, and I'm glad to see it.
We're taking Fauci to the wood chipper. Wood chippers for I think that we're going to like the great one always says, we're going to see a lot of wood chippers getting sold after 2022.
Y'all know my opinion on that, so I'm not even gonna. I don't want to make anyone mad, but I'll go ahead and give it anyway. My opinion: the only way you're going to change anything in Washington is by getting rid of the bureaucrats. When it comes to politicians, they have very little power when it comes to policy because it's the bureaucrats and also the people giving. There are people that are giving them money that controls everything.
Yeah,
special interest groups.
Yeah, special interest groups. So I think if you want to change something, you got to get someone in there that's actually going to clean house and rebuild it from scratch because
that's what they're afraid of.
Yeah, that's why they were afraid. That's why they were afraid of Trump.
That's right.
And Trump didn't get a chance to do that because that Russian collusion hoax crap. So
right.
They kept him under control that way.
Did y'all see Josh Barnett on that hearing in Wisconsin? I know this is a touchy subject for this channel.
No, I didn't get to see it.
I did. I watched it. Shannon called me up. Shannon calls me up. Man, I'm gonna tell you something. This is brotherly love. He live in Texas, okay? Calls me up. He says, "Hey, Will, you watching the thing? You watching it here?" And I'm like, "No, man. Send me a link." Dude sends me a link, and I'm watching it. I watched it, Shannon. Let's talk about it. Go ahead. Be careful.
Boss doesn't. I know this is a touchy subject, and I won't say much about it, but I will say that I think it was handled well on Gableman's part, the way he handled the whole situation. I'm glad to see Josh Barnett was there. I just want to say thank you, Josh, for all that you did. Josh and Dave. They're great. They're great.
Real 252. Real 252, North Carolina. Woo! I see you out there. That's what's up. Respect from North Carolina.
I'm just glad that some of this stuff is coming to light. Eventually, there's going to be enough light shined on stuff that the blinders won't work anymore, and that's what I got to pray for.
It's hard to see. This shirt is actually green.
What's the shirt say? Stand up, Will. I can't see it. Oh, there we go. There we go.
It is green.
Something with a flower in the middle. I don't know what that is.
That's a flower for passion right there. That's my passion for what I'm.
Shannon, don't you be twerking on that damn camera.
Yes.
I got FJB on the back.
Yeah.
Oh, I had my cousin make me a shirt. I got her to put my patches on.
Yeah.
Got my FJB across the back. Got my when I die, don't let me vote Democrat. Can we say that out loud?
Well, it's too fucking late now. Jesus.
It's great to see everybody in the comment section hanging out with us. This is awesome. Hey, hey Don. Hey Sly. Hey Blaine. Hey Ray.
Salty deep we are.
Hey Delete.
Hey, all the salty army, just blow the chat up. Just put all the salt shakers down. I want to see the whole thing.
That's right. Wow. We need some salt shakers in the room.
Y'all can take the chat over and just let it go, man. I love to see that stuff, man, because by the way, if it wasn't for the organization that we got going on right now, this is amazing. Just to think about the whole movement. This in my time of 40 years I've been alive have not ever seen such a movement on our side. Organization, things taking place, wins happening one after another. It's this. Look at that. That's right. Heck yeah. But I just love to see this, man. And so what we're doing out here, even though it seems like we're just some dudes on the computer right now, the internet is watching us very closely. Julie G, that's right. And we are changing this narrative. We are rocking this internet. It has to go our way because the artificial intelligence that's driven by all the searches and all the people looking, this is blowing it out of proportion. They don't know what to do. They've got transistors frying out of the computer board and they're having to fix it. So yeah, y'all rock, man. This is just awesome. Yes, that's true. Pure blood. Let's get them salty pure bloods out here. Yes.
That's it.
Matt,
Salt and light.
Superman. Matt said that's what he said. Salty pure blood. Yeah. So Dave, what have you been getting into lately, man? Tell us a little bit.
Math. Ugly brother.
Dave, what have you been working on, man? Anything good up at your house? You been building anything?
Me?
Yeah, you're Dave.
Heck yeah. I'm always building something.
What are you working on?
I seen the other day he built a set. He built a whole Jinsaki set. That was awesome.
Yes, we
Anybody
did.
seen
Yeah, we
that?
got the whole White House back here behind me.
Yeah, that was a feat.
I mean, if Joe Biden can build a set, so can I.
Yeah.
You know what,
You're a lot
Dave?
better.
You could be the master of memes with your ability to work that computer.
Salty Army, Oklahoma.
Put yourself in Jinsaki's spot. That was great. You could have been.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how I can share the podium with her.
Look at Fly here.
But that
Look
was
at
good.
all the ones out here. We're the ones that are going to be running around the earth with our pure blood. They're going to want a bit of it so they can redo society. You know that, right?
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry, Matt. I forgot. Oh, and you too, Shannon, over there. All yeah, we know. Maybe after a while it'll get out of you. I don't know. Hope for the best. Just don't get near no magnets or any like. Do you set off any machines when you go by?
No.
Does anybody remember Does anybody remember X-Files whenever Scully had that thing put in the back of her neck and they got it out and she had it and she scanned it on the like thing at the grocery store and the computer went all crazy? Does anybody remember that?
No.
No, I hadn't seen that one. And I watched X-Files. I'm actually watching Project Blue Book in the other room.
What,
If
the
you don't get
TV show? Are you talking about the TV
Series.
show?
Yeah, I got a Fire Stick, and so something I'd never
Yeah,
watched. I watched a lot
that
of
show's
X-Files.
awesome. That show's really good.
We're like
If you don't get any
beginning of
after a
season
while,
2.
you'll have
It's good.
something else that turns blue.
It's a lot like X-Files, but it's good.
Well,
Yeah.
Project Blue Book is based off of real
Based on the
events.
truth. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was
So,
called Project Science before it was Project Blue Book.
Well, so
I
was
used
a
to
lot of
watch all that Ancient Alien stuff and all that, and I kind of got away
Asian
from it.
Alien.
But since I've got that Fire Stick, I've been going through everything. I've been watching sci-fi and westerns and just mixing it up. You know,
Have you been catching up on your Police Academy movies?
I haven't seen any of them. I've been looking for the Ernest movies too. I hadn't seen them in a while. And Joe Dirt.
Oh, that was a part
those
of
are
our
good comedies to me. I like those old school '80s slapstick comedies. There's a lot of them out there that are just great.
Unity says we will be the only ones insurable. The insurance companies are the only ones that don't get trapped. Look, dude, can you imagine all the people like some of those old ladies got that jab and then they were like didn't want to mess with their old ladies because they were scared that thing would jump off of them and they'd catch their backs. Could you imagine that? Oh, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting Matt. Oh, I'm ostracizing Matt and Shannon.
I'm not even paying attention to you.
Don't.
Ernest was a classic.
Hey, by the way,
classic.
I'm a product
Right.
of Ernest, by the way. I grew up on Ernest movies, definitely. I've seen them all. I've seen Ernest Scared Stupid, Ernest Goes to Camp, Ernest Saves Christmas, all that.
Hey, there's Dennis.
What's up, Dennis?
Dennis!
All right.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see everybody here. This is great.
Yeah.
For anybody that had technical difficulties on my channel or
thank
on
you for
Dave's
watching
channel,
me.
I hope y'all
Thank
figured
you
out to
so
go
much.
jump on another channel. We got this
Yeah, go
playing
jump on another channel.
on Matt's
I pretty much
on
started
Matt's
sending
channel.
them all over here, so we're all over
Okay,
here.
perfect.
Yeah.
All our circle
Dave's
back.
the wizard. He's the wizard with this computer stuff. He's got that green screen. He's got it down.
Yeah, well, sometimes
Matt too,
I don't have all the answers.
Matt too. He's a producer as well. For anybody that doesn't know, a lot of the times behind the scenes when we're doing these get-togethers, whether it be on This Way Network or wherever, Matt's one of the people that puts in a lot of time and effort. And a lot of people don't see that, don't know that, because he's like Dave, a lot of times behind the scenes doing the work. And I just want to thank you, Matt, for all that you've done to promote my channel and This Way Network and the Fox and Archibald Show. And props to you and Dave both for just being great producers.
Thank you.
Hey,
Gina's here.
Gina, what's up?
Gina.
Hey, Gina.
All right.
So, what's really neat about it is that this whole thing came out of nothing. This whole show, all of us in this little square that we're at, actually formed out of a small Big Bang. Imagine a whole bunch of nothing, and then all of a sudden you've got this, and we've got us, and we're now here we are. And the only means that we're gonna produce exponentially. It's gonna be really fun. This is and we've got. I've seen a lot of the people here that were the firsties. Whenever we had just one subscriber, one little measly, we stepped out there, we stuck our little toe in the water, and everybody came out there. And so look at this for everybody.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So Matt? What is your opinion on the convoy that's going on right now? Have we heard anything new? Do we know anything happening? Anything interesting? Can you fill us in on anything at all?
I haven't heard much about anything. It seems like the mainstream media is pretty much keeping that stuff in the dark. They're not. I haven't even heard anything from OAN or Newsmax. Any of them, really. Nothing.
We're prepping for the next crisis.
I know.
The best way is
Ukraine is about over. Ukraine war is going to fizzle out on the mainstream media over the next couple of weeks, no matter what happens. And then we'll be back to the Dr. Fauci statements again. Just my opinion.
Well, I think when it comes to the convoy, they've been meeting with some senators, some congressmen, but are they going to get what they're going to get? I don't know. And of course, they did try to go into D.C. on Monday, and the cops and I guess the cops blocked them, kept them from doing it. But some of the convoy got in with smaller cars. They got in and just went around D.C., but they didn't allow the big trucks to do it.
Did y'all notice on that? Did y'all notice on that bill? Did y'all notice on that bill the other day they passed? They took a lot of that COVID money out of there. You know why they did that?
Is that what?
To buy 3-wheelers and weed.
No, what they did is just like the 4 Republicans that didn't show up to vote the mandates down. Just like that, when they just passed this $1.5 trillion package, they didn't put much in there about the mandate expense and stuff. And you know why that was? And they passed it anyway. It wasn't because the opposition was so strong against it. It's because it won't be long when they start promoting this Fear Factor 2.0 that they're going to need more money. And so they figured they'd wait till then. This is just my prediction, but
agree, lady.
It's a very good possibility that they're going to go for another emergency, spend some more money on God knows what plan. You know how it goes. They're going to send us to
what you got, Dave?
Oblivion.
I was waiting for Shannon to finish.
Right,
you guys were talking about the truckers. I mean, not the truckers, the People's Convoy. And so I get daily updates from them. And today they're asking for as many supporters and volunteers that could come out and please help, because they need things like firewood, and they need kitchen relief. They need just general support. So obviously, it's kind of dying down as far as, people are going back to their lives because they can't hang out there for, months on end. So they're asking for people to come out and volunteer and join up and kind of help fill the slack. But they're still making loops too. So
guys,
that's mostly people
in the chat.
DC area.
If you can go and support them, do it.
Yeah.
In any way you can, if just
Absolutely.
with money. do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Freedom is
So
always
whenever-
a good cause. You know, speaking up for your rights is always a good cause. It's never too late to jump in the fight, whether it be with your voice or with you just showing up to be part of the crowd to speak your mind. We all need to be a little more active in life, not just people on podcasts, but
I believe
each and every one of us human beings. We need to be a little more active in our government. That way, we don't get run over by our government because we don't know who's running the show. You know, we need to go vote regular. We need to vet these people
Absolutely.
better, and we need to do a better job as citizens of making them do their job.
Can I mention one thing? If you're going to donate money to a political party, don't donate it to the person you want to vote for.
Right.
Don't donate it to
Don't
RNC.
yeah,
Do not donate it to the CPAC. Don't donate it to any of those groups because you know what? They funnel it to people like Liz Cheney, Mitt Romney. They choose who gets that money. You need to donate it to the politician you want to win.
Yeah,
you know,
if you don't believe me,
Soros will always claim Soros will go, well, I've gave money on both sides. He's gave billions to one, thousands on the other, and the thousands that it went to on the other side were the rhinos. He paid for the rhinos.
They're rhinos,
Yeah,
you know,
so
I pick up the phone at work a lot of times, and there's these like spam calls or whatever, Google calls, and I'm always hanging up on them. Well, yesterday I got a phone call at work, and I pick it up, and my boss, I'm sure, contributes to the Republican Party. I'm pretty sure of it. Well, they call, and they're like, this is the Republican Party on behalf of DJT, and we're trying to gain support for border security, and went through this whole spiel with me, but it was a recording, right? And at the end of the recording, will you please donate, and if you will, and it gives you all these hit these options. But at the end, the very last little disclaimer on the conversation is not supported by any particular candidate. And so they're using the RNC is using Trump's name to try to fundraise in the name of the party, but this money's not going to Trump. This money is not. They're not even guaranteed to back Trump, but they're using his name like a sticker, you know. And it's BS. I was a little offended by the phone call. I was like, this is crap. You know, I bet it's not Trump approved.
No,
I bet it's not Trump approved.
Hey, you know what? I think every morning, like I've seen in the comments here, you got not sure. I like that name. That name, not sure, because the movie Idiocracy is awesome, and I know where he got that name from because that's right before he's like, what's your name? And he's like, I just woke up out of that thing, and he sticks his arm in there and they make him be not sure. But every morning, I think that they need to play the beginning of that movie, Idiocracy, so people can see where we're headed before the year 2550. We're this is happening a lot faster.
I've got to check that out. I got to see if I can find it on the Fire Stick.
You ever watched that movie before, Shannon? Oh my gosh, that's okay. Tonight you need to pull that movie up, or tomorrow, and you need to watch Idiocracy. It's from the year 2000, and I'm gonna tell you something right now. It's got some dang good actors in it, and the storyline is spot on considering the rate as to what we see decline, except for the timeline's off. That's all. Other than that, everything's spot on. They got these stupid little electric cars that are controlled by it can be shut down at any given moment. They got ID. They have ID tattooed on their arm, on their wrist, that they use for their ID, and they're all locked in their little apartments and watch television shows about jacking off.
Wow. That sounds like next week for this country.
Yeah. It's a really funny movie. The movie's really funny. If you want
yes, Saznak.
I have to check it out. I definitely
you gotta watch him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll be watching Saznak. I've seen him.
That's what I was going to say earlier. If you want to get an update, is tune in to him because he runs live every day.
I was just trying to get Matt to talk a little bit. I was wanting him to talk. I wanted to hear his sweet, sweet voice. It's so soft.
Oh no.
Yeah.
He's talking about you. Mark is talking to you, but about the voted Patriots too. Sounds a bit like Carl.
I'm gonna try to pull this out of Dave up here.
Mustard and biscuit.
What am I? Are those great?
Bill,
That's
you
one
kind
of
of
my
look.
favorite movies.
You look kind of like Billy Bob Thornton.
Here, we'll put a little bit of chapstick on the bottom right there to keep it. We don't want it to
What,
get gone.
what were you saying to me, William? What you want me to talk
Put
about?
your hand up there again, William.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Wait. Let me get a little deeper.
Are we like
Oh.
CNN now? Are we acting
Oh,
like perverts?
Look, I'm Dave. I'm half Dave.
Damn, Dave.
Oh my goodness, you're
Dave,
crazy!
uh,
I was
Dave,
telling
you-
everybody.
Dave, you
I
lost
don't know
weight."
about this guy.
Yeah, that's like it'd be like it's a broken Dave. He's like the big half and the little half.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, better yet, wouldn't it be cool if you had it like that? Your knowledge with my young testosterone, you'd be just something else. Wouldn't you? If you had this bottom half with that top half, you'd be unstoppable.
Yeah.
I thought he was Ric Flair when I first came in.
Oh yeah. Ric Flair, woo. He's from North Carolina, by the way. You know that, right? Ric Flair's originally from North Carolina, Greensboro.
Yeah.
You're a wrestling guy. You know about that. What do you think about Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, having all that medical issues when he was on the operating table for his hip being operated? Wasn't that sad?
Yeah. Well, I'm not that surprised. He's been having issues his whole life with drinking and everything else. So and drugs.
He come out that he looked like he about soft when he come out there. He have that toothpick and I love my chest. Yeah, and he come out there on Razor Ramon. But Jim 2x4 Duggan. Remember that guy? He come out there, or better yet, Scott Foley with the socko. He'd reach in there and pull that old sock out and be like,
I remember him more as Cactus Jack or Mankind.
Well, yeah, he was Cactus Jack when he pulled out Socko.
You know,
jam it in the mouth.
well, when I was in Dallas years ago, when I was, I guess, teenager, I used to go to the Sportatorium. You know, they had the Sportatorium in Dallas. I don't know if any people remember this, but they had the Von Erichs. Y'all know who the Von Erichs are? No?
Yes. Okay. Texas Tornado.
Right. Okay. Well, there was the Von Erich, and there was Ric Flair was a part of that. A lot of the big names come out of Dallas from that Sportatorium that ended up on like these bigger WWF and all these other ones. But I used to go to the matches.
They back up the Percocet truck
way
to the
back
place.
then. I used to go to the matches and get all these people's signature, or get all their autographs and buy the little pictures and all that. I was definitely into the wrestling when I was young, and it was something fun to do because I didn't live far from the Sportatorium, and it was just a big ass warehouse with a ring in the middle of it. It was literally in the worst part of town you can imagine, but they filmed it. Come on every Saturday night. It was a thing to watch.
Look, Ange Castle says, we're talking wrestling week. Well, I know we're talking wrestling, but we're just kind of reminiscing the old days, the good old days. I'm not a wrestling fan. I never really got into wrestling. I just remember it growing up. I had some family members that were.
Yeah, we're also talking about wrestling before everything went freaking woke. Okay.
Yeah.
I just, to think about, sort of how things work, and because now they've pretty much figured out where the market is. They took wrestling. And I'm not a wrestling fan, but I see what they do with the women. They use the women as a selling point. They've gotten away from.
Well, they're trying to get girls to watch the show.
William's got a Hulk Hogan pillow. I seen it.
No, wait a minute. No, I have a.
That's Ultimate Warrior. It's Ultimate Warrior.
Crumpy Bear. But yeah, I know we're talking about wrestling this week and all that, but we're just having a good time out here, folks. I hope y'all don't mind if we get off subject, because right now this world is into some weird stuff, and so a lot of times if we can just bring the mood up a little bit and lighten people, men in tights, boo. That would be
men in tights have taken on a whole new meaning since this woke crap has hit the nation.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what was it? Oh, MacGyver, the show MacGyver. That's another. Whenever they redid that show and brought it out and made it all stupid and woke. Remember that the newer MacGyver.
Yeah, it's on Paramount Plus. Yeah.
Yeah, I never watched it.
That's the guy that can take.
Was awesome.
Stone Cold, baby.
Take like bubble gum and a paper clip and build a car, right?
Yeah. Well, I could do that.
You remember that episode of MacGyver when he welded the connecting rod together with batteries and 2 quarters? MacGyver was in some foreign country. They couldn't get water in the garden, and the reason why the pump wouldn't work is they had a broken connecting rod. So he took it all apart, and all they had to weld with was a couple of car batteries. He took 2 quarters. He was like, and he was able to braze that connecting rod back together. Them and those people could pump their water. Anybody remember that? Okay, I'm the only one. Fine.
I don't remember that.
I saw the episode. I was just paying attention to the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Someone has to. Anyway, go ahead. Talk about MacGyver. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Those were fun shows because they didn't really have.
You're Richard Dean Anderson fan, huh?
Definitely, even in Stargate.
Stargate was good. Stargate was good.
I have all the Stargate series on DVD, every single bit of it. Now, I'm a big Stargate fan way back when. Now I've been a tinkerer, but
I've been a dude that messes with stuff all my life. Since I was a little kid, I would take things apart to see what made them work. That's driven me my whole life. Anything like when I got stuff for Christmas, my mom or my whoever, they instead of getting real presents, they would dig stuff out of the dump and wrap up an old TV. And I was excited to get it so I could take it apart and see what was inside of it. Because they knew if they bought me new stuff that I would take all that stuff apart. So there was no point in that. So they did. They would actually find junk to get me for Christmas, and I'd be like, it'd be this big, huge circuit board. Like, here, I'd be like, yes, and I would tear that thing apart. So MacGyver, when that show would come on, I was fascinated. I was little. I was like 6 years old, but I was 6 to 8 years old when it came on. But I would sit down and watch every episode. Like I remember when he got locked in that little prison, and he used an AC evaporator, had just enough Freon in it where he could freeze that lock and make that metal brittle and bust that thing open. Of course, that's nowhere near. He didn't have enough Freon to do that, not in the real world. But it was just, he never ever. But in the real world, though, if you find yourself in a pinch, you need to be able to look around you and see what all is around you to make do with what you have. So that right there was a really cool thing. I grew up on the A-Team. I used to watch the A-Team. My favorite episode was when they made the machine gun out of the saws off. Y'all remember that? That was
that's awesome. That's what happened to Willaim, folks. He watched so much television in the 80s. Like MacGyver and the A-Team, that he realized he wanted to build stuff when he got older. He wanted to change the world.
Look at all that equipment behind him. Yeah.
Yes. Well, so there you go. Okay,
he's the modern day MacGyver, right? He's the communication MacGyver.
The only thing is, it's like the reason why you see this happening now is because through the breakdown of society, they took these television shows that were geared around being informative, learning how to be useful, and learning how to use your brain. Even though it was just a show like MacGyver, it was entertaining, but it kind of gave you an idea of like, hey, wait a minute, there are things you can do other than what you think you have. All these television shows are gone. The other day there used to be a show that came on Nickelodeon when I was growing up called Mr. Wizard. Every morning before school, I watched this show called Mr. Wizard. We tried to pull it up on the Fire Stick, and those shows are not available because they've taken all those shows off because they don't want kids getting involved in things that are going to enlighten them, and better yet, not necessarily if it doesn't enlighten them, it doesn't get them stuck on some weird narrative where they got to take their clothes off when they're 8 years old, like they're trying to do kids now, Disney,
right?
And
or trying to preach to them that half the population's gay,
right?
Right. I tell you a show I watched. Sorry to interrupt. I tell you a show I watched that it's called Exploration Station. It's a real cool show. It comes on Saturday mornings here, and they got several different versions of it. But what it does, they have all these college kids that compete against other college kids to build things like rovers on the moon and new technology and 3D printed stuff like that. That's pretty neat. It's kind of the same type thing, Bill Nye the Science Guy kind of thing, but it's competitive.
I like Blaine Scott. He's talking about the Starsky and Hutch Gran Torino. In 1973, it didn't have a factory option of 4-speed. And you would hear it take off like it had one. Then you'd see him pull it up in the park. The special effects for Starsky and Hutch were iffy. Yeah, the 73 Torino. That had a 351 Cleveland in it in its day, in 73 or 70. MacGyver inspires. Like, oh yeah. I've had a lot of fun with that stuff. I worked at a golf course one time as a mechanic growing up, and that was a really cool job because it was you learned how to make things because a golf course has a budget, and you're only allowed to buy so many parts. And the more you have at the end of the year left out of your budget, that's a bonus that goes to you as boss man. And I was not the head dude, but I was second in line, which gave me kind of executive privileges to like because I was really good at my job. I could take one of them mowers that walked with. You had a real mower. You walk behind it, mows the greens. You know what I'm talking about, Dave?
Without the motor, is that what you're talking about?
No. So those walk mowers.
I had one of those push mowers without the motor.
Okay,
Those things cut really good.
Okay, so they make these for greens that have a motor on them and they're self-propelled, and they have to be set at certain levels. You have to check bearings. You have to face the bed knife. You have to put it on this machine and grind the reels. Well, anyhow, long story short, it was an awesome job because you had to learn how to save money by fabricating. And I got to do a lot of welding, learning how to make, just being real ingenuitive. And then when I got done doing all my work, I was allowed to build whatever I want with the scrap there. And I turned out like 5 gas-powered bar stools and was, handing them out to people and getting paid to do it because I was on the clock, got all my work done. The boss man's like, I don't care as long as you don't use anything that's good. And I used all the old axles out of the equipment and bent the little pipe that was left over and then welded the bar stools up and had 5-horse Kawasaki motors. And you'd sit on and ride around. I gave them to people. It was awesome. 15-speed motor cruel. Now, on the chips. It's burr, 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 burr. The whole time they're shifting gears while they ride. Like, how many gears does this Kawasaki 1000 have? Yeah, I watched a bunch of chips.
I like that. Sonia says, MacGyver can kill you with a big pin and a Tic Tac. That's great.
Yeah. One episode of MacGyver that was really cool was whenever they were trying to get out of there and they shot the Jeep radiator up and there was leaking water. So they actually broke eggs up and put them in the radiator and that sealed the hole up. Would you believe that really does actually work?
That really works. Yep.
Yes, it will.
Back in the day, we used to call that egg seal.
Yeah, dude, I knew somebody had a head gasket on a 4.3 Chevrolet S10 with a throttle body injected motor that leaked water out the back of it. And I jokingly told them just to put eggs in it. It worked. It fixed it. We were just this is about. I don't drink anymore, but I used to. So we're like, I seen it done, and we broke egg antifreeze still in it. And never drained the antifreeze out. Put the eggs in there, let it run, sealed it up for a long time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. And if it comes out, you got something to eat.
I won't buy no cars from you.
Hey, you put a little bit of sawdust in that gear oil, I'm gonna tell you that'll quiet down the old differential.
Right. You learn those tricks, those bypass the problem tricks. I get it.
Earth's magnetics are only going into the hole due to the galactic shit. Well, true that. But let me tell you something else that always has me concerned. Earth is magnetics, right? There's rare earth materials, rare earth minerals in the earth, metals and different things. And Matt always, I like how, he's my guy that always he shoots me down on my ideas. And I'm okay with that. I need somebody to bring me back down. I need somebody, we'll get the hell back down here. So we've been mining metal, like iron ore, copper, all these metals out of the earth. And now, at some point in time, doesn't that affect our Earth's polarity? Couldn't that have like one day, like somebody will dig in the ground, I got some more, and all of a sudden the Earth goes, flips over,
Well, it doesn't leave Earth. That's number one, and number two,
but it leaves all this. Okay,
it'll go back in the ground when you throw it away. So
no, it doesn't. It gets sent to China, and they make a missile out of it and send it over here to us.
Yeah, but it still goes back in the ground at some point or another.
No, but whenever you move everything,
I mean that's what happens when things rust. It turns into dirt.
But all that got moved around, all the deposits of metal nowhere or where they're not used to be. So yeah, it might go back into the earth in a different spot. So there you go. Now you've taken all the metal out, moved it all around.
I don't think that's going to affect anything when it comes to the magnetosphere or anything else like that. So
see, he's the reason why the Earth's going to get going because he'll be digging all the metal. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. And all of a sudden we're going to be upside down and say, Matt, I told you.
Hey, humans been doing that for thousands of years. I have nothing to do with it. Okay.
Are we doing an hour show today, or are we going on past an hour? I'm just curious. I'm not complaining. I'm loving it. I just don't want to run out the clock before I say a few things. I wanted to let everybody know, if you're watching this, whether it be on this guy's channel or this guy's channel or that guy's channel.
I got my.
Come check out my channel. I'm trying to build another channel up due to YouTube treating me like crap lately. It's Devoted Patriots 2.
I got his link in the description area. Go check it out.
He's got a link in the description. I'm trying to build up my viewing hours and my subscriptions because I've literally had to start over because I'm a little terrified to get on the other channel the way they've been treating me lately. They've been taking my stuff down and just treating me like a stepchild, and that's all I'll say about that.
Too close to the target.
Too close to the target. Come see me, folks. I still talk the same trash over on the other channel. I'm just have to do what I got to do at the moment. You know, sometimes you got to move around to continue what you do.
And I know the other thing I want to mention is I know some of you guys don't like us talking in code, but we don't have a choice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think it's fun. I've done learned to do it. I can talk to my wife in code, and she's looking at me like a confused animal. You know?
She says,
what?
"It's okay to talk to me, honey."
It's like, I want to take my glockenspiel and put it in your rifle barrel, and she's like,
I don't agree. I don't disagree with you, Blaine. But the thing is, we need YouTube to get the audience and move them to other like Rumble, BitChute, Odyssey, so on and so
What
forth.
a lot of guys are doing.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are doing.
I have an opinion.
Lisa DeGratt. She said,
"Hey, Lisa."
Yeah,
you know, I have an opinion about that. I'm all for Rumble. I'm all for Rumble and everything. I'm great for that. I'm going to get on Rumble as well. I want to be on Truth Social as well. But I don't think you're going to reach the new people as easily as you are on YouTube. I want to reach those trolls. I want to reach those people that are still confused, those uninformed souls that are still scrolling through the internet and coming across one of our channels and finding out the truth. Because they heard something that they finally believe that contradicts what they've been drinking their Kool-Aid with. You know, I think YouTube is the spot to find the lost souls, and that's one of the reasons I want to stay here. You know, most of the people on Rumble know what's going on. You may inform them about today's news, but you're not going to convince them of what's going on about the selections and things. They already know. They're not stupid. Over here on YouTube, there's a lot of people that are still lost, and that's one of the reasons I want to stay on YouTube as long as I can, is because I want to bring people to the light. You know, like Salty Cracker says, salt and light. You know, you got to have a little salt for
Gina
grit.
got a
You got
message
to have
for
a
you.
little light to bring them into focus. We need people to wake up and open their eyes and wake up, America. You know, that's the way I feel about it. And I think
that's why we're all here.
And that's why I want to be on YouTube at this point. I mean, I think we can go other places pretty easy, but I think the best ability to grab these people that are still confused is probably on YouTube. You know, if you're already on Rumble or Local or Telegram, you already know what's going on with our state of this country. The people on YouTube, a lot of them are still on the fence.
It's been an echo chamber on those places.
I've noticed that as well.
We need to be relevant on there though, because it is a good place for people that do want to get information that they can't get. They can go there. So there is a big thing that needs to happen. And I got some Rumble stuff popping off pretty soon.
I've seen that.
And so working on it, and it's just a matter of time and space for me because of my hectic work schedule. And then here I get a little bit of downtime sometimes, but I've got a whole workbench in front of me of radios I got to work on for people, so I do that too. But it is so awesome to be able to do what I do. I can work, I can get the videos out. People would like my content, even though it's produced kind of like somebody in a garage.
So now I'm on Rumble, Odyssey, and BitChute, but I have a different channel. It's my old channel back in before. Yeah. Can't say the name of the channel. I'm sure I'll probably get in trouble. So, I don't know how you're going to find it.
On our conversation. We can't even tell a friggin' story without having to go, you know the thing. You know
what my old channel used to be. Yeah, just go check it out.
Yeah. Well, I reckon I guess we better end on a high note because it looks like both of them. I got a pee too. Everybody's got a pee. I know I can see that look on David's face. He's like,
all right. Well, it's been great.
Yeah.
Right.
So thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Hey, guys, go check out Blue Collar Talk. It'll be on This Way Network on Rumble. We had a special guest named John, and he gives us what's going on in Ukraine and gives his perspective.
and you can't see it here.
And you can't see it on YouTube. Yeah.
No.
Absolutely.
Uh-uh.
Eventually,
Absolutely.
we're going to start
That was
doing
great.
more of
That was a
the.
great show.
Eventually, we'll start doing more of the Fox and Archibald and the Blue Collar Talk, and hopefully, all of our channels will eventually migrate to where y'all have the option to watch this full version on Rumble or redacted version on YouTube.
Yeah.
Just because that's what we need to do to be able to adapt to all audiences.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thank y'all
See
so
y'all
much.
guys
See you
later.
later.
Okay, guys.
We
See
will
you
win.
later.
I
Thanks
agree
for
with you,
watching.
Bob.